Content warning, y'all. We have lots of fun making this podcast, but remember, we watch a lot of R-rated films, use language that reflects that, and joke about heavy topics to create levity around these themes. If that doesn't feel safe or could be triggering, please take care of yourself. We want you to have fun listening too. This also means we might not be suitable for children. Oh yeah, and we spoil the end of all the movies we pod about. Thanks for listening. So all the things you found about it.
Yeah, so following the links to the source entry on TV Tropes, presumably, didn't include the story that I could see. So I don't know.
That's wild. Maybe, yeah.
I consider it apocryphal.
What's that mean?
Not included in the canon.
Oh, okay.
The Apocrypha are things that didn't make it into the final version of the Bible.
Oh, okay. Like, I know I've heard the word, but I forget.
Yeah, it just means not canon.
Yeah.
I think.
Non-canonical.
Non-canonical. 1987's Mannequin, starring Z and K Pod at Patreon.
What? Sorry.
I'm just trying to segue into
plugging
our socials.
Follow us. If you are listening to this, then I have made a graphic on Instagram that you should go look at and tell me it looks amazing. I've done a preview video. I've done a little trailer. I've done a trailer for the episode. You should go listen to it. On the trailer I made for The Wrong Guys.
Just brilliant.
Thank you. No, the trailer, not the slide. I said listening to our podcast is actively not supporting Joe Rogan.
Okay, well. Fair enough.
Giving our podcast listens is actively not giving Joe Rogan listens. Even if you wouldn't have otherwise, you're still patronizing a different, you know what I mean? You're still giving, What you should do is just put an episode of ours on repeat.
We should have him on.
No, fuck off. You should put an episode of ours on repeat and then especially if you have animals. Okay. And then if you have to go to work, just leave and let it play. Or just put the whole oeuvre of our podcast on.
That'd be great.
And then play it for your animals. So you don't even have to actively listen to us. You can let your animals enjoy our hot takes. Hot cakes.
And that's a quick look.
A quick book. So we watched. Oh yeah, go to Instagram.com/TheNKPod. And go to Patreon.com/TheNKPod. And go to Twitter.com/TheNKPod. And then TikTok.com/@ZKPod. No, not something. That /@ZKPod. And then click follow on all them.
Click follow.
Even on Patreon, if you don't have the money to support us, you can just follow us, and then you get notified every time our podcast episode goes live. I know that because every single Saturday morning I wake up to an email from Patreon because I followed us. I'm not going to subscribe to us. Gross. So yeah, we watched Mannequin, and then we watched Crash. But we recorded Crash first because it was something not to. So now we're talking about Mannequin. So if we reference Crash, it's just because we watch them
It's going to be foreshadowing.
Yeah. It's foreshadowing. Next week we talk about it.
You seem pretty exhausted.
I'm worried. I don't know.
What?
Oh, you're looking at your phone, and I don't
I'm
know.
looking at mannequin facts.
Oh.
Mannequin facts.
Will you pause for a second? Sorry, I had to.
He's enjoying a slice of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Adam Ragusea.
Ow.
This episode is sponsored by Adam Ragusea at youtube.com.
JK. Adam Ragusea does not.
Ragusea.
Sorry, I don't care.
He doesn't know.
He
we
does not
exist.
endorse, nor does he.
Deny.
None of the opinions. Opinions.
Wow.
None of the opinions.
Easy there, Snoop Doggy Doo.
Like
Snoopy Doggy.
I had a bite of pizza and I'm suddenly like stoned off my ass. Whoa, guys, you won't believe what's happening
state-dependent learning or whatever. Remember how for like a decade, I'm sure it still happens with.
Probably not.
For instance, I only say this because I don't have any living parents. But for instance, if your mom wanted to refer to Snoop Dogg,
Oh God.
she'd probably be like
Snoop
Snoop Doogie Doo Boo Boo.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Nope. Snoop Doogie Doo Boo Boo.
Like, there's a certain. I feel like it's a boomer white person thing. Not that your mom's white, but
Oh yeah.
just to like puffy poop, peefy poo poo, daddy do dog. Like making fun of hip hop artist names just because it's like Snoopy, Doopy, Poop Doopy, Combs.
Poop Doopy.
Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Ladies, am I right?
Poop Doopy. I'm unfamiliar with this. I mean, I just know that old people love to say Snoop Doggy Dog as if like which I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just like they refuse to shorten it to just Snoop Dogg. They'll just be like Snoop Doggy Dog. You're like, okay, you can say Snoop Dogg. It's fine.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I've got for you.
I'm gonna look at Charles Schultz over here.
Thank you.
Snoopy, Woodstocky, Lucy, Peppermint Patty E. Just making fun of hip hop. Let's hear it for the. Oh shit! Never mind. Oh no!
He's trying to kill me.
Lombardi Trio. What's his name?
Let's hear it for the. Never mind. Didn't even try.
Okay, so Mannequin. I don't know if y'all heard about this movie. It's Nutter Bar, okay? This guy.
This shit's crazy. We accidentally did a James Spader double feature.
Yeah.
This movie has James Spader.
Fucking James Spader's amazing in this movie.
I know.
He's probably my favorite part.
James Spader is like immediately, as soon as he's on screen, he outacts everyone. Just like immediately.
In this film, for sure.
That's what I mean. I'm saying in this film.
Close second for me is G.W. Bailey.
Mm-hmm. Who manages to like look exactly the same.
Oh, I know.
Other than hair color as he does on the fucking closer. I'm like, bro. The fuck? Okay.
The boys are back in town.
My mom, okay, so Kim Cattrall stars in this as a mannequin.
No, I'm sorry. As an
Egyptian mannequin.
Ancient Egyptian Time Lord.
Oh my god.
What's she called?
Emmy?
Amy. Which is short for Amy Cotton, Tootin', Fruitin', Snoopy.
Emma Hezare.
You have been caffeinated. Let's just credit it as Emmy. I'm sure it's something.
She gives a full...
She does. I'm just saying, like, IMDb and the trivia says her name is Emmy. Anyway. My mom insists that Kim Cattrall lies about her age and is much older than she actually is. And I don't know why.
Just in general, not related to this movie? Just...
Correct.
Okay.
My mom was like, because my mom insisted that Kim Cattrall was like playing because Kim Cattrall is like the same age as my mom. Like she's like a year younger. And my mom was like, when I was a teenager, she was on TV playing like a prostitute. So there's no way that and I'm like, what does that have to do? I'm like, she couldn't have looked older or whatever. Like lots of young people play older parts. But my mom insists that Kim Cattrall is full on lying about her age. I'm like, I don't.
Based on something your mom saw as a teenager on television.
Mm-hmm. My mom, who convinced me that Lily Tomlin was John Travolta's sister, and also that the girl from that Star Trek The Next Generation episode was Linda Hamilton's sister,
which is totally believable.
True,
as far as
it is believable, but I think there's others. Yeah, so you know.
Jonathan Switcher's motorcycle is a 1986 Harley-Davidson Sportster XL H883.
Okay. That's not Emmy's full name, though.
Eve, 1968, features the story of Albert Baker, a young man who sees an attractive mannequin in a department store display window. It comes to life and smiles at him. He falls in love and gets a job at the store as a window dresser.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, the guy supposedly he didn't get the idea from the movie.
Oh shit! Carol Davis was on Sex and the City too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also.
Yes. Apparently, the guy that wrote it definitely didn't lift it from that 1968 film.
For sure.
He got the idea from walking past
yeah.
a fucking window, and the mannequin like came to life. Or, like, looked at him or something, and then he realized it was just an effect of lighting. Yep. And then wrote a movie about it. I'm like, actually, it's more believable that you just lifted it from a 1968 film.
It's definitely not any less interesting.
Right. I'm like, I don't...
decided to remake a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you had an hallucination?
You were
hallucination?
Algorithm.
Yeah. LSD researcher Jerry Kelly.
Oh, yeah. I watched this movie. My sister was like, when I was like a teenager, I started hanging out with my siblings because they were like, oh, we don't hate you as much now that they were really hoping that I was going to like turn.
They tried to turn you.
Right. They were like, it's weird because like they wanted me to be like super rebellious. And it wasn't my thing. Like it really wasn't my thing. And it's still not. Like there's a lot of stuff that it's like, I don't see the point in something. I don't see the point in doing something just to do it, whether you want to or not. Like, I hate when people are like, don't tell me not to do something because then I'm going to do it. I'm like, okay, wow, okay.
That's on you, not
yeah,
me.
also, that you're still just being reactionary. Like, you're not making your own decision. You're just doing something just because someone said not to do it. Like, that's not any better.
That's no way to live.
Yeah, so boring. And I hear that from a lot of white people. White people love to be like, don't tell me what to do because I'm just going to do the opposite. I'm like, be racist.
Right.
Oh, that one's too hard for you?
Punch down. I mean up.
Punch someone. Anyway, yeah, that was a good joke that I told. Anyway, but so my sister would show me like all the 80s movies that she loved, and she showed me this one, and I was like so into Andrew McCarthy for whatever reason. I thought I had this whole phase of thinking Andrew McCarthy was like the hottest thing ever, and I would watch any movie that had Andrew McCarthy in it.
Baffling.
Then I had sex with a woman, then I had sex with a woman, and I was like, who? Andrew who? who?
That's unnecessarily rude to Andrew McCarthy. That you had sex with a woman.
Yeah, I did whatever. Yeah, so I'd seen this movie. I remember I thought it ended differently. You know the scene where he's on the motorcycle with Mannequin?
Yeah.
And I know that her name is Emmy, which is
short for Mannequin.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just going to
Mannequin.
call her Mannequin because it might as well. That's as much of a character as she is.
It's like calling Neo Matrix.
Or remember when you said, what's Helen Mirren's name in Prime Suspect? And I was like, Prime Suspect.
When I was quizzing you.
Yeah, I was like, I love when I just call people, when in Malignant, I just kept calling, because I couldn't remember the name of the movie or the character, so I just kept calling her Maleficent.
Yeah, you thought that was hilarious.
Well, I think it's funny because my brain is, I'm not making the choice, my brain is.
Check out the Scaredy Cats video about Malignant. I love it.
Yeah, we still have to watch that.
Yeah, they shit on it so hard, and it's so satisfying.
I think it was so. Speaking of shitting on it,
Get swifty.
Andrew McCarthy being like, "I'm a sculptor" throughout the entire fucking beginning of the movie was the most annoying fucking thing to me, because I'm like, please stop. I'm a sculptor.
Well, it tracks with being a white dude.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, the part where Mannequin's on the back of the motorcycle, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And he rides Mannequin around the town or whatever. I thought that's how the movie ended. And so I did not.
With them getting married.
I did not remember
Just
any
like
of
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, I love technology, but not as much as you see. But I still love technology, always and forever. That was my favorite fucking part of the movie.
Isn't it so funny that he's in love with a black woman?
No.
It's hilarious.
It's funny that he's a fucking nerd. I always thought the joke was that she actually looked cool. Like she looked like a normal, cool person, and then it was him.
Yeah, no. I think so.
I thought that was the joke. Because I'm not racist.
LOL. I guess you weren't born in the United States.
I'm looking at all my notes. I don't really have any. I just don't understand. It starts with like, why can't it just be this mannequin came to life? Why do we have to be like, ancient Egyptian shit? Like
100%. I did not remember any of that.
I didn't either. Also, I didn't remember that she was like, I've basically been the girlfriend to every fucking important artist through history, and
Yeah. I'm now your muse.
I was like, Jesus Christ. It's so gross. I did not like that aspect of it.
As if it weren't...
Yeah. Short.
I don't know. If it weren't any more about like the female character serving the male.
Yeah.
They added all that stuff about like, I've been serving men all throughout time.
I know.
And I chose this time as the best time to be a muse to a shitty white dude.
Right. And like,
he's not that shitty. He's just not that.
No, yeah.
There's nothing exceptional about him.
There's nothing.
I'll appeal to the board.
I can't imagine you're appealing to anybody.
This is the thing that like drives me fucking like. There's a couple things about the movie. Like, first of all, they're like, we're gonna blackmail him using these pictures of this mannequin. But like everyone in the store knows that he's like hooking up with the mannequin or whatever, which is gross and weird. But it's also funny to me that they're just like, that's just part of his process. He just carries the mannequin around with him everywhere, and like that's and so I assume that means the blackmail doesn't work because like they can't. Everyone already knows about it and no one gives a shit. Because, like, that doesn't go anywhere.
Also, they're trying to blackmail him to get him to come to work for them?
Right.
No.
It's so weird.
So much of the plot just doesn't make sense and doesn't matter.
In Chromacon or whatever it is, incremental. The other...
What are you saying? Illustra?
Illustra, sure.
Okay. Incremental Ben.
I didn't say Ben.
I gotta go.
Gotta go.
Out.
No.
Just kidding.
Don't get mad at me.
I'm not mad. I'm just mad.
Oh, I thought you were literally leaving. Oh my god. Yeah, I liked how that store looked. I loved how that store looked. Every time they were in that store, I basically jizzed my britches off.
Can you imagine being in a Lestra?
Lustra?
Yeah, it makes sense that they were
Yeah, it's
doing
like
better business.
yeah.
Than,
Oh, I mean, like I thought the other store looked interesting in the sense that like it looked more antique. I liked like it was pretty, but oh my god, every time they went to Illustra, it was all just like
neon and
neon pinks.
pink and
And like seafoam green, and then there was all this like neon lights everywhere. Oh, I was like, and mirrors everywhere. Oh my god, it looked so fucking cool. I was like, I want to go to there. As I would say as a kid, I want that to be my slumber party.
hell yeah.
I know.
Makes me so sad.
I think I'm not the only kid that would do that though. I saw someone else reference talking about like if something looked cool, wanting it to be your like slumber party, and I was like,
what, really?
I know, yeah. I was like, I'm not the only one. Yeah, aesthetically, and I was like, oh, I think it's like,
what are you doing? Go to her.
there's an aesthetic value to it. Like that's how, like when something was aesthetically interesting to me, then I would associate it with fun, and that's what sleepovers
I get
were
it.
supposed to be.
Like
Yeah.
as a kid, it's like if you have slumber parties, or the idea of a slumber party is like you get to be in charge.
Yeah, you get to be in charge, and it's all just fun. Like that's what a slumber party is. That's why I never had one as a kid, because I probably did have people over, but it was never fun. So I was like, I've never had a slumber party.
Yeah, right.
And even like, you know, even as a teenager, like this is the thing, like, you know, you're a teenager and you're hanging out with your friends, and like so much of the time it wasn't fun for me to just hang out with my friends because one, I mean, like, you know, all my friends were incidental, you know, like it's like the fucking Kinsey scale with incidental heterosexuality. That's how all my friends were. It was just like incidental friendships. Like I wasn't actually.
Yeah, it was proximity.
Yeah, there was nothing. We weren't interested in the same shit. We didn't like the same stuff. We didn't like the same people. But you know, we were just in proximity. And anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh. But yeah, slumber parties, the more people that were around, the less fun I had. Weird.
Yeah.
And what makes you think you're autistic? But it was always like, oh, boys are going to be over. And I'd be like, ooh, boys. And then like boys would come over and I'd be like, I hate them. Like, and I remember one time, like I was like having like the worst time ever. And I was just trying to like go to sleep, and like, it was horrible. I think it was like, so this thing would happen at my friend Kristen's house. That was the only place that I would ever stay the night as a teenager, friend-wise. And if her sister was there, then her sister would go to bed at like it would be the same thing as her mom. Like her mom would like come home from work, go in the bedroom and lock the door, and then that was it. And if her sister like would be like, it's 10 p.m. I'm going to bed, and she'd go in her room and she'd lock the door. So we would have like no access to any of our stuff. Anything, like we would just be locked out of the room and we would just be stuck in the living room. So I think like,
oh, did they have the same bedroom?
Yeah. So like it was a thing where I think like she went to bed early too, and like they locked the door, so like or something like that, so I couldn't go to bed. And so I was just like on the couch, but like her brother and all his friends were being loud and fucking annoying. And they like, and I was just like, I'm gonna try to go to sleep, and I just like laid down on the couch, and I didn't want to participate because they were being total assholes, so I just tried to lay on the couch. And somehow, because there was like a wall between, like there was like a living room and like a family room kind of thing, but it had like the weird like fake banisters things between. Somehow between those, someone dumped their drink on my head, and I was like,
on purpose?
No, I don't know. They were like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, there's no way that was on accident. I'm like, how did you dump it across this like wall on me? He was like, oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. And I was like, I hate you so much. And I was just like miserable. And I was like, you just dumped, and it was like soda.
Right.
And I was like, oh, and like, that's what a slumber party was for me. Like, I was not going to have fun.
Yeah.
guys were gonna pick on me. I was gonna be called like flat chested. I was gonna be told I was ugly and no one liked me. It's just gonna be horrible and torture. And then everyone was gonna be like, "Oh, you want to do this again next weekend?" So like, I was like, I never really had a slumber party. But what really is the reality is what really is the reality is what the reality really is the
You've never had a
movies-
fun one.
No, the movies make it look more fun than it actually is. All the funnest slumber parties I had.
It's like Louise's
Yeah.
relation to sleepovers.
all the funnest slumber parties that I ever had were like just me, like everyone fell asleep and I just watched movies all night.
Yeah.
Then I was like, yes, this is it. This is life. I want to live like this forever. And that was it. That was my.
I remember, I don't know why I would sleep over, and I don't know if this happened more than once, but like end up at my aunt and uncle's hanging out with my cousin, and he would fall asleep and I couldn't go to sleep. And I ended up watching Godzilla movies.
Nice.
Kind of. It's all right.
Yeah.
Except I didn't want to be awake and it was lonely.
No. I always hated it because I had a lot of trouble falling asleep, especially in strange places.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was like really quiet, like if it's really quiet, I can't sleep. I just can't sleep. Unless I'm like zonked or what, not zonked, but like, you know, unless it's like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I can't keep my eyes open. Then I can just fall asleep anywhere. But, yeah, like I would like spend the night at friends' houses and it would be like, and like my bedtime was never 8 p.m. because I couldn't fall asleep that early. And even my mom said, even as a baby, like I would be up until like 11 p.m. She was like, you never slept at night. And that's just always how I was as a kid. Like it was really hard for me to go to sleep. I would get up in the morning and it was fine, but like I couldn't fall asleep early. So like I didn't really go to bed before 9 p.m.
Smash cut to.
I know.
It's already past your bedtime, you know.
I know. I think about that. I'm like, what the fuck? Truly, what happened was I like medication, like being medicated. I'm like, once I tried medication, I was like, I have to be in bed by 8 p.m. I get stressed out if I can't just be in bed by 8, 9 at the latest. If it's 9 p.m. and I can't even see my bed, I'm gonna be crying. I'm gonna be like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But like, if I'm not medicated, it's a lot harder for me to fall asleep at night. But like, if I'm on medication, like once I went on medication the first time.
What kind of medication are we talking about?
Anxiety medication.
Okay. Not sleeping pills.
No. Like literally, like daily. I take medication for anxiety.
Not to out you.
No. I'm fine with that. I think that's a good clarification because you know some people like I could have been like weed, you know,
aspirin.
So yeah. But that was the thing, like, even when I was on, because, like, it took me a while to find a pill that actually worked for me, that was not making me crazy, literally, or just, like, making me have horrible I think my
inner ear problems.
my favorite was taking buspirone for, like, 5 minutes and just not being able to stand up. Like, being like, like,
yeah, I remember you getting out of bed and then immediately falling over.
I was like, oh, I must have gotten up too fast. And then like this is what really did it for me though. I was standing in the bathroom doing my makeup and I was like, oh no. I was like, I haven't moved at all. I'm just standing here. I was just like, oh. Yeah. As you said, sorry, I feel like I was like, we should probably talk about the movie. We both
it's difficult because the plot isn't.
There's nothing there.
Ridiculous, and there's no reason to really pay attention to it. I think the most hilarious thing about this is that he's a window dresser, and really it's Emmy. And he gets famous for that.
Well,
and also the window displays are not I mean, of course, you know, this is hindsight of 40 years or whatever, but like, they're not that
I would
impressive to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Isn't it obvious Switcher is behind all of this?
That skunk.
I mean, a man who is an eternal failure is putting together the most magnificent window displays in this town.
The bum.
I mean, you say you hear voices. There's no one there.
Just him and his dummies.
Is someone helping him? Is he a ventriloquist? Some kind of mad genius?
Good questions all, sir.
Find out the answers.
Yes, sir.
I would like to emphasize
Yeah.
the window dresser is actually
Hollywood.
Hollywood Montrose. Woo! Doesn't it just sing?
Oh, it sings, yeah.
I'm a window dresser here. We're going to have fun, fun, fun. I am so glad you're working here.
played by
Meshach Taylor.
Meshach Taylor. Oh my god, I could not remember his name either. Scared. And he, like, Emmy does, like, basically Meshach Taylor's job, Hollywood's job, is to dress the windows. And essentially, he takes the job from Hollywood, and then gets famous off of it. And I'm like, yeah,
Accurate.
yeah, that's
Also, that
yeah.
he gets the job in the first place because.
Well, he doesn't know, but he doesn't even. That's not his job. Like, he saves Estelle Getty's life from her getting hit by a sign or something.
Somehow.
It's very forced. But you know, he gets a job. That's fine. I feel like that's fine. I'm like, you know, whatever. Like, you know, but his job is just like stock boy or something, and that's what he does.
Oh,
but Hollywood's job, and he ends up doing the stuff, and then he gets famous off of it, and it's just like, okay, so you're essentially saying that Hollywood sucked, and like, you're trying to say that a white man and a white woman did a better job while fucking than a gay black man could have done.
Right. I know.
I mean, I believe that they got all the credit and he didn't get any credit. But
Well,
yeah.
I think it's debatable whether Emmy is white,
Well,
given her backstory.
here's the thing. Kim Cattrall is white, so I don't give a shit.
I know. I was being a little bit of devil's advocate.
Fuck you, devil's advocate. Devil's advocate.
That's what my butthole is.
Yesterday when you said, I said your ass was talking to me, and you said some people have second sight. I have second speech.
The first thing about upon waking up.
You're a comedic genius.
Some of my
first
best
thing.
moments,
It's
yeah.
true. I don't understand. Me, first thing in the morning, I'm like, fine, and then this comes
CD holder.
and you're like, what? And I'm like,
Coffee.
I dreamed that Will Smith was a cup of water. That's me. And you're like, deputy, arrest that food. Food, you're my deputy. Like, you're so, like, on it. I wrote POV, amazing. I don't know what that... Was there a POV shot?
There was a penis over vagina.
I guess I thought that was amazing. I don't know what... I
Uh,
I think... Oh, no, I don't remember.
You got any? Give me some notes before and after.
I'm a Sculptor is the one before.
Okay.
And James Spader out acting everyone in seconds.
Yeah. So this is fairly early in your
Yeah,
notes?
I guess.
Okay.
Apparently I stopped taking notes.
Was it when he's on the sign?
Maybe.
Because that's pretty good.
Yeah, it might have been.
I like the scene where Emmy hang glides. Miraculously.
Yep. Yeah, inside
Her
of a
dream
store.
is to fly, even though she's traveled throughout history.
I know, she's traveled throughout time. Like, she's not traveled, but, like, she's existed for hundreds and maybe thousands of years. Well, thousands of years, because she said she was born in, like, 2000 something BC.
And I love that she has a concept of that.
Uh-huh. Also love that, like, though, like, she's referencing her exes being, like, fucking,
Michelangelo,
and Leonardo da Vinci.
DiCaprio.
She is, and like she came to life when he put her together as a mannequin, sculpted her. Nope, he just literally took a bunch of parts and put her together. That's not a sculptor, but whatever. Somehow cars and technology and the small amount of clothes that she wears don't weird her out at all. I'm like, okay, nothing is weird to you?
No, there's no reason. That's the thing. Don't bother with that backstory. It becomes a liability.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. You don't need any of that shit. Also, it makes
it's magic. So just
right,
let
exactly,
it be magic.
Right. It would have been. I mean, like it would have been so much better. I mean, I'm not even saying it would have been good. It just would have been so much better if it was just like, oh yeah, you like adored me so much that I came to life. Okay, yeah, whatever. Fine. That's boring, but yeah. But it's a lot less fucked up than like I've been trapped in only being visible or only being able to be alive when a singular man perceives me. But if anyone else is around, I'm just an object.
Oh, yeah. Literally
just an object. But if I'm alone, I can be a fuck toy for some random fucking guy to get his jollies off and then sculpt something or do something artistic. Mm-hmm. And then I go back into oblivion. And she's just like, she keeps being like, like to Andrew McCarthy, whatever his character's name is, Steven or something. Switcher. Sam I. Hain or whatever.
Topper Bottoms. Skipper of the
Clippy,
SSS.
Clippy.
SSS. USS Retread.
No, SSS is right.
That's right. The Gestapo. Just kidding. I know the Gestapo and the SS were different.
Just kidding.
Don't come at me, Third Reich fans.
I don't know that band.
Yeah, you do.
That was such a funny joke. Okay. I was saying something. I don't remember what it was.
Let's talk about some highlights because I think there's
Hollywood.
There's plenty of.
I'm gonna say this.
Yes.
I was surprised that Hollywood was so flamboyantly gay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was like, this is like 1987, and I mean, I understand that, like, but he's like talking about being in a relationship with a guy. He's not just like
Albert.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, he's not. It's not like wink, wink. Right. It's like literally him being like, I have a boyfriend. His name is Albert. Like,
yeah, he's fully open.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa.
Out,
yeah. Which I felt like was really interesting, and kind of surprising for it being
I mean,
the
still
80s.
played for laughs. I mean,
yeah, for sure. I'm not saying.
To his credit, though, it's not like it's played for laughs, sort of.
Uh-huh.
Not in the way that, like, this trope of, like, he's the sissy.
Correct. Yeah.
The woo.
Yeah.
It's not that, and he's not coming on to
Right.
Andrew
He's
McCarthy.
not being predatory.
So, I mean, it's definitely over the top as far as a portrayal.
Yes, correct. Right. I'm not saying it's done really well. I don't mean like that.
No,
but
you're right in that it's like doesn't do those tropes.
Yeah. And like he is like, honey, and like, oh goodness. But
how about when he's hosing down the security guards and cops for like half an hour?
Oh my God.
This is what being a man is all about, honey. Oh yeah.
But again, he's not being like, I can't.
He's got at least as much agency as Kim Cattrall.
Yeah. Also, he's so like blasé about like Andrew McCarthy like dating a mannequin. He's just like, whatever.
I love it. He's like, I do appreciate. He's like, you're a real artist like me.
Yeah.
You're a true creative.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm doing that.
Well, that's what he was doing. So. But yeah, I don't know. I liked Hollywood. I mean, yes, I do think it was tropey, and yes, it wasn't the best.
It's not unproblematic.
Correct, but I was like the scene where he's like wearing the glasses and he takes them off and then puts on a different pair of sunglasses. Yep. Like, so stupid. But again, it's not making fun of. It's like, it's not so much making fun of him for being gay.
Right.
Like, I mean, yes, the joke, it is a little bit of a joke that he's gay, but it's played, I mean, it's problematic in more that he's like the sassy
Yeah.
black friend. That's
Right.
more where
Right,
it's
right.
problematic. But like, it's more that he's supposed to be like, it's less like, oh, he's the scaredy cat, like sissy. It's not like that. It's more like, you know, of course he's the only person that's going to be on, you know, be there for
Yeah.
Andrew McCarthy.
Right,
you know, like it's a couple people that are on the outskirts, which I feel like I'm like, okay, so are they admitting that it's it's a fetish? Like, are they like saying like,
Yeah, right.
you know, like that was like, I think the most
Or is it
interesting.
just,
Yeah.
mental health, neurodivergence.
But yeah. I was like, okay. I don't know. I was most intrigued by Hollywood, I think.
Yeah. Of secondary characters.
Yeah.
The one with the most depth.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I mean, except maybe Spader and G.W. Bailey,
Mm-hmm.
arguably.
James Spader his background work was so good.
His character is.
You kept, yeah.
You know, like,
He just
watch
kept-
what he's doing.
He kept just being like, looking around, trying to find more papers to put in his briefcase, and like,
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
I kept thinking of the character in Real Genius. That they're fucking
yeah.
with the whole time. What's his name? Like,
With the brown handprints all over his wall. Oh,
is that you, Jesus?
oh my God.
What's his name? Anyway, whatever.
Mhm.
Chet or something.
Yeah, Chet Manley.
What's Gribble's rusty?
What?
Gribble's got a alias that he uses.
Oh, I don't remember. Rusty Manhole or something? Not really. Rusty whatever.
You're thinking of Chet Man.
Oh, I am. Wait, who?
Dale Gribble.
Oh, yeah, it's like, oh, fuck, I don't remember. They said it last night on the episode.
No, Rusty Ventures when you get the
Oh, God.
snorkel.
I fucking love that fucking episode. And then it ends
That's
up.
the prom episode, right?
Yeah.
Operation Prom.
So good.
Yeah.
Sir? We're probably 20 minutes in.
45.
Oh, okay.
But most of that's talking about slumber parties.
Hell yeah. I was going to say, I can talk about more slumber parties if it gets us to an hour.
Apparently, this was a surprise hit. Nobody thought it was.
I
gonna
know.
get
I saw the thing
released,
that G.W.
much
Bailey
less-
was saying, like, that the director was like, ham it up more. Like,
Yeah.
when he was like, it was so ridiculous that.
Yeah, right.
But here's something funny. Ugh, I hate myself. He was saying like it was a romantic, or he's like, it's a movie that doesn't have any nudity or any cussing in it.
Who was saying that?
G.W. Bailey.
Okay.
He was like, and it was a surprise hit. They say shit a whole bunch at the end. Like, there's like no cursing in most of it, and then at the end they just say shit all the time. And I was like, G.W. was full of shit. He's even one of the characters that says shit.
Probably just forgot.
That's fine. But I'm just surprised it wasn't in the trivia.
I'd like to point out that at the beginning of the first half of the movie, GW has a dog named Rambo.
Mm-hmm. That just disappears.
Yep. And then the second dog he has is called Terminator.
Yep. Oh my God.
You may not know this, but in the 80s, Stallone and Schwarzenegger were rivals.
No, they weren't. That was just one movie.
And that movie was Twins.
I gotta give it to.
A caterpillar.
I gotta really give it to a caterpillar. IMDb trivia is so. I'm not saying anything for my IMDb trivia. I'm just giving.
Well, I'm still saying something.
Okay. It's lawless. I think that's. It doesn't
I
care.
demonstrated that. I feel
It doesn't care. It doesn't care. IMDb trivia.
Shame on you,
Mr.
Clemens.
Clemens.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just birds. It's just birds. I don't know why.
Careful. You're going to get me banned.
Burbs. It's just burbs. Please cut that out. God damn it. Why am I saying shit like that?
Hell no.
I don't know either. Remember yesterday when I saw a fucking hawk or whatever grab like a squirrel
yeah.
out of a tree?
Yeah. That was good.
It just went.
It went caw.
I thought it was the hawk making that screeching sound until I realized that it had something in it.
Probably the prey.
And I was like, oh, that was the squirrel saying, hip me, hang these streamers. It's not a party without streamers.
How about when?
How's your nose
first
doing?
of all, shut up. Hollywood's car, which is a giant pink Cadillac convertible.
Oh my God! It says, what does it say? Bad girl.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the license plate is a bad girl. I forgot about that. And then they park, and he's got a full cover for it that's like polka dot and says Hollywood on it.
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh my God. I was like, that's Keith's car.
I hope that's where most of the film's budget went.
Most of the butt went.
Also, this is set in
Hollywood?
Philadelphia, presumably.
Oh, yeah. You know, Philadelphia. I just don't.
PIA.
I just don't understand. Okay.
All right.
Sorry. This movie's pretty boring.
Yes.
And the plot is so forced and unfortunate.
For instance, for our audience, if you haven't seen this, it's probably surprising. I mean, I'm surprised if you haven't seen this.
I wouldn't be.
I'm not judging, but how would you compare it to, say, Better Off Dead?
Oh, Better Off Dead's way better.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's ridiculous, but, like, that it's
That's
not.
the point.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, Mannequin's supposed to be ridiculous, but, like.
It's
there's so
confusing
much-
where it takes itself seriously.
Yeah. I mean, like.
I think.
And there's so many things that are, like. That are given a backstory that don't need to be, while at the same time, it's like. When he keeps her from getting demolished, she's like, oh, I guess I'm alive now. And I'm like, okay, if you didn't need to explain that, then why'd you bother explaining any of it? And it's just like, there's so much that's like so stupid. And like, for how little anyone, also the fucking, like girlfriend's coworker boss or whoever.
The Foreigner?
Yeah, that's just like rapey. Which he says, I have something in your size, and like tries to pull his dick out.
Can I show you something in your size? You mean you took me serious?
I'm like, what in the fuck?
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was funny that she hit the shit out of him.
He's actually the most offensive trope, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Although,
That and Estelle Getty. A woman?
forget about it.
I'm just kidding.
A woman CEO or
Yeah.
whatever.
Come on. I do want to say this though. You mentioned, and you were right. The board of the
Yeah, right.
of the mall. You were like, this is the most diverse like board I've ever seen, and it's true. There were like, it was like women and people of color and like black women and like all like on the board, and I was like, this is like so unbelievable that they would have so much diversity.
I mean, I have no idea what corporate.
I'll
life
tell you, they
in
have.
80s Philadelphia was like.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but I know what board
Prince and Company is the
Prince and
department store.
they boards love to have one of each. As I like to.
Yeah, right.
Lots of white people and then one of each, if you know what I mean. Not great.
In ancient Egypt, the young princess Emma Hersiri
Emma Hesare.
is a woman ahead of her time. That's all,
That's all.
that's all I wanted to read.
That's all.
I enjoy when there's like the whatever the sort of official plot synopsis is, and then there's fan written ones that are like
I know.
paragraph and paragraph.
Oh God, I know. I love it when they're like, it starts out with this character and he's sitting on a bench, and when he's on the bench, a stranger comes up to him. Fast forward 3 scenes, and you're like, why did you like? They'll pay attention to like, it's
yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
what details they specify and why.
This is what I imagine Substack is like.
Isn't Substack just newsletters?
Yeah, but it's like, it's basically like you subscribe to somebody's newsletter, you know, but it's just people's writing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just basically blogs, but there's like no editing, right? There's no.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, no different than a blog.
Yeah. Or my Medium.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
How are we on time?
Yeah.
Would you recommend?
Wrap it up.
I would recommend, if you want something that's like really, really, really comically ridiculous and
But not actually funny.
well, yeah, and that just like is the embodiment of like 80s shit. You know, there's a musical scene. Like, there's so many. This is it's not. If you're a fan of Andrew McCarthy,
Who are you? Andrew McCarthy? Probably not. C. Thomas Howell?
G.W. Bailey, H.R. Geiger.
Puff and stuff? R.I.P. Giger.
R.I.P. Puff and Stuff.
Yeah. R.I.P. the Crofts. Sid and Marty. I remember, I think I watched this at least most recently before this time. I caught it on cable at a friend's house or some shit like that.
Yeah, when you were depressed.
And I was like, oh. You know, it was one of those where I was like, oh, I'm ready for some 80s wackiness.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, oh, no, it's just
bad.
I understand why no one expected it to
Yeah,
be a hit.
it's wild that it was a hit.
It seems like it was a hit despite itself.
Yeah.
I am more excited to see the sequel.
Oh God! Even though it has notorious Trumper.
Turf. Kirstie Alley.
No, the thing is, she's. Oh God, I can't remember what her name is, but she was Buffy in the movie, in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer
I don't
movie.
know who that was.
Can't remember.
Mira Sorvino.
Nope. It was I think Christy something.
Yamaguchi.
No. No.
If you like Mannequin, you may like Mannequin on the Moon. Starring Christy Swanson. I love her frozen dinners. Oh, Meshach's in the sequel.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Meshach. R.I.P.
I do like that. Okay. I was gonna say it's not the same. The Mannequin's not the same. It's not Emmy.
Oh yeah. Couldn't be because she came to life at the end. Could you imagine though if it was the same one and it was like, what happened? And she's like, well, he dumped me, so I turned back into a mannequin. Yeah. Which probably makes sense somewhere. Somewhere. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know if I'd recommend this.
Yeah. I would say
it's disappointing.
I feel like this would be a good movie if you have an 80s themed party and you have it on mute and it's just playing in the background. Lots of aesthetics.
The things I like about it are the things that you're not really supposed to pay attention to.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
Jack Taylor, James Spader.
Yep.
G.W. Bailey. I like him just because he's goofy and he always plays a
fucking asshole. Goofy asshole.
Goofy failure of a cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
No offense, Provenza.
Also, the girlfriend Roxy. That's who it was. Her apartment, like the scene where like her apartment, she's like wearing like a gold like
I was thinking Armand's apartment.
overcoat, and then her whole apartment is like, oh, that's.
She's just sitting there. What? Who
Oh.
did I say? I said something at that scene.
I don't remember.
But remember the scene where she finally relents and Armand is
I
like
know.
laughing at her, like trying
He's
to,
like, that's never happened or
but
whatever.
his apartment is amazing. His bedroom.
Yeah, you think that?
I do.
I
What?
don't think that. I don't.
Fuck.
I think his apartment was fucking ugly. I don't remember what his apartment looked like. I'm just joshing you.
I don't need that from you.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
I get this all day, every day.
From you.
I don't need to come home to this.
I don't need to come to work with you and get it again from you. Oh, are you going? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, no, no, no. That's going to be so loud and ugly.
That's my penis in a nutshell.
And that's that on that.
That's a manicured look at.
Manic or.
I don't understand Estelle Getty.
Yeah.
Her,
Yeah.
She loved her in the Golden Girls, obviously.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing that she has no ability to act
It's very confusing.
in anything
In
that I've
movies.
seen her in.
Anything but the Golden Girls.
Like the Golden Girls, she was funny in, but like anything I've ever seen her in, she's like, "What? You expect me to do an acting scene now?"
Yeah.
And that's her playing severely traumatized, dramatic scene.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah, this and Stop on My Mama Shoot.
Oh my God! This at least wasn't that bad.
Huge.
Man, Stop or My Mom Will
Grande mistake.
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was probably my least favorite. Probably my least favorite
Thing
movie that we
reviewed.
watched for the podcast.
Man, I am sad that we didn't end up doing a year in review.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
We still could, but
I'm sorry
cares
that I
about
was too traumatized myself to handle it.
I mean, same.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm sorry that you were too traumatized.
Yeah, thank you. I was supposed to have a bunch of doctor's appointments, and then didn't I get a migraine or something? I don't know.
Probably.
Girl,
I'm acting out.
I know. We can just stop. How would you like to stop?
You ever notice?
You ever notice how you don't just stop?
You ever find yourself in this situation?
What I don't like is that you're making all this like clutter sound while I'm talking, so that it's not going to come through. It's just going to be like while
wish.
my voice. I wish. No, I don't want that. That's why you look like one of Santa's elves.
You look like one of Santa's elves. Okay.
Why are you like this? It's how? How do you make your face do that? You stupid dummy.
Gotta go.
Most of the butt went.